They pushed human pain limits. The human laughed, "Is this the warm-up?" The crystalline arena on Station Kelvar 9 gleamed under artificial lights. Thousands of aliens filled the viewing platforms, their voices creating a strange symphony of clicks, hums, and whistles. Today marked the beginning of the Trials of Fortitude, an event held once every 10 years across the galaxy. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in the preparation chamber, adjusting her simple gray jumpsuit. Around her, 46 other contestants prepared themselves. Each represented their home world in this test of physical endurance. To her left, a massive Voreth shifted its weight. The creature stood 3 meters tall, its body made of living silicon that glowed faintly orange. The Voreth had won the trials twice before. To her right, a Kryn warrior named Thrax sharpened his mandibles. The insectoid's exoskeleton was black as space, decorated with red marks of battle honor. Thrax had never lost a physical challenge among his people. "The human finally arrives," Thrax clicked in the common language. His translator device made his words sound sharp. "I expected Earth to send a soldier. Instead, they send a doctor." "Good morning to you too." The Plenari chirped affirmatively, their translator catching up a moment later. "Yes, I am Kipri. I am very scared." A deep gong echoed through the chamber. All contestants moved toward the main arena. The crowd's noise grew louder as they entered. Trial Master Zelquin floated in the center of the arena. The Methodian's 4 arms spread wide in welcome. His species had no legs, instead hovering through technology built into their bodies. "Welcome, champions of your worlds," Zelquin's voice boomed. "The trials of fortitude will test your strength, your endurance, and your will. Each round will push you further. There is no shame in withdrawal. There is only honor in trying." Each contestant moved to their assigned platform. Sarah stepped onto hers, feeling the solid metal beneath her feet. "We begin at standard gravity," Zelquin explained. "Every 5 minutes, gravity will increase by 0.5 units. When you can no longer continue, step off your platform. Medical teams will assist you immediately." Thrax flexed his limbs, his exoskeleton clicking. The trial began. At first, nothing changed. Standard gravity felt normal to everyone. Sarah stood calmly, breathing slowly and evenly. 5 minutes passed. The gravity increased to 1.5. Sarah felt the change immediately, like wearing a heavy backpack. Around her, some contestants adjusted their stances. A few smaller species began to struggle. Another 5 minutes. Gravity reached 2. Now it felt like someone was pushing down on Sarah's shoulders. Her legs worked harder to keep her standing. She watched as 3 contestants stepped off their platforms, their bodies unable to handle the pressure. The Plenari, Kipri, was shaking. Their thin legs bent under the increased weight. "You can do this," Sarah called out, even though speaking took more effort. "Focus on your breathing." Usually, more competitors lasted longer in the first round. Sarah's breathing remained steady. She had trained for this. Years of deep-sea research had taught her how to function under pressure. Months of preparation in Earth's high-gravity training facilities had strengthened her body. At 3 gravity, Kipri collapsed. Sarah immediately stepped off her platform, losing her place in the trial. She moved to the young Plenari, helping them toward the medical team despite the heavy gravity pulling at her muscles. "You helped them," Thrax called out, confusion in his voice. "You sacrificed your position." The crowd fell silent at this strange behavior. Competitors did not help each other. This was a contest. Zelquin's 4 arms crossed in surprise, but he nodded. "The human returns in time. The trial continues." The Voreth stood like a statue, unbothered. Thrax was breathing heavily but remained strong. Sarah's legs burned with effort, but she stayed standing. At 4 gravity, 5 more stepped off. Sarah could barely lift her arms now. Each breath was hard work. Sweat covered her face. Finally, at 4.5 gravity, the Voreth stepped down. followed quickly by Thrak and the remaining others. Only Sarah and two other contestants remained. Then one alien's legs buckled. Another withdrew to preserve their strength. Sarah stood alone at 4.5 gravity until Zelquin called the end of the round. As gravity returned to normal, Sarah's legs nearly gave out. She steadied herself and walked off the platform on her own. The crowd erupted in shocked sounds. A human had won the first round. Zelquin floated closer to Sarah. "Impressive, Dr. Chen. Rest now. The second trial begins in 2 hours. It will test something far more difficult than gravity. Neural stimulation that mimics injury without causing damage. Most contestants fail within minutes." 2 hours later, Sarah entered the neural testing chamber. The room was circular with white walls that glowed softly. In the center sat a simple chair with a helmet device hanging above it. 12 other contestants had survived the gravity test. They all gathered in their own chambers, each visible through transparent walls. Sarah could see Thrak in the chamber to her left, and a tall Quen named Mervax to her right. Trial Master Zelquin's voice filled all the chambers at once. "Welcome to the second trial. This test measures pain tolerance. The neural device will connect to your brain and create the sensation of pain without causing any real injury. The helmet will feel cold," the technician explained. "It reads your neural patterns and creates pain signals. Your body will feel pain but no damage occurs. Do you understand?" Most species stop at level 10. The record is level 15, held by a Vorath champion 20 years ago. Around her, aliens gave their various forms of agreement. Sarah simply nodded. Level 1 begins now. Level 2. Level 6. At level 7, 3 more contestants pressed their withdrawal buttons. The pain now felt like a bad burn across the skin. Level 8. The Kryn warrior's mandibles were clenched tight, but he remained seated. Level 9 felt like breaking multiple bones. 5 contestants withdrew immediately. Sarah's hands gripped the armrests of her chair, but she kept her breathing steady. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Level 10. Sarah closed her eyes and thought of her daughter Emma back on Earth. Emma faced pain every day from her condition. Emma never complained. Emma always smiled. Level 11. Sarah heard a roar from Thrak's chamber. The Kryn warrior slammed his withdrawal button and stood up quickly. Only 3 contestants remained. Sarah, Mervax the Quen, and a thick-skinned Druvan named Koroth. Level 12. Just Sarah and Mervax now. The pain felt like fire under her skin. Sarah's body wanted to move, to run, to escape, but she sat still. This was not real damage. This was just signals. She could separate the feeling from reality. Level 13. "You're doing great," she said, knowing the comm system would carry her voice. "Just breathe with me." Sarah's vision went blurry for a moment. She blinked hard and refocused. Mervax was shaking in their chair. Small tears fell from their eyes. Level 15. Medical staff rushed in to help them. Sarah sat alone in her chamber, the only contestant remaining. The crowd viewing the trials had gone completely silent. No one had ever seen someone reach level 15 and continue. "Dr. Chen," Zelquin's voice came through the speaker. "You have won the trial. You may stop now with full honor." "What's the maximum level?" Sarah asked, her voice tight but clear. Silence filled the comm for a moment. "Level 25, Zelquin answered slowly. "But no contestant has ever gone past level 15. The pain becomes theoretically unbearable." She thought of Emma again. If her daughter could face real pain every day, Sarah could face this simulation. "I want to continue," Sarah said. "Dr. Chen, this is not necessary," Zelquin responded. "You have already proven yourself beyond doubt. Please continue. Let's see what level 16 feels like." The pain hit Sarah like a lightning strike. Her entire body felt like it was being torn apart. Every nerve screamed. Her hands gripped the armrests so hard her knuckles turned white. but she did not press the withdrawal button. In the viewing areas, the crowd had grown massive. Word had spread across the entire station about the human who kept going. Species who had been enemies for generations stood side by side, watching in shocked silence. Sarah's breathing came in sharp gasps. She forced herself to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The counting gave her mind something to hold onto besides the pain. Her vitals are stable, the medical technician reported to Zelquin. Elevated but stable. This should not be possible. How long has she been at level 16? Sarah made a sound between a gasp and a groan. The pain felt like drowning in fire while being crushed under a mountain. Her vision filled with white spots, but through it all she kept breathing. In and out, in and out. She thought of Emma's smile. Emma's laugh when they played games together. Emma's brave face during medical treatments. I can do this, Sarah whispered to herself. For Emma. Sarah's brain was doing something remarkable. It was adapting to the pain signals, finding ways to process them without shutting down. Young Kipri, the plenary Sarah had helped earlier, watched from the crowd. Their feathers glowed bright blue with hope. She helped me when she did not have to, Kipri chirped to their companion. Now I understand. Humans do not measure strength by what they can destroy. They measure it by what they can endure for others. The pain was beyond description now. It felt like every cell in her body was exploding and rebuilding over and over, but her hand stayed away from the withdrawal button. The medical AI suddenly spoke up. Warning. Pain levels are approaching theoretical maximum tolerance for carbon-based life forms. Recommend immediate termination. But she managed 2 words, not yet. Pull up her medical history, Elder Praxis commanded their aide. Data flooded the screen. Sarah's childhood migraines, her deep-sea research in crushing ocean pressures, her training in Earth's extreme environments. And there in her personal notes, a video message to her daughter. Elder Praxis watched the video. Sarah spoke to young Emma, explaining why she volunteered for the trials. I want to show you that pain does not control us. We control how we respond to it. You are the bravest person I know, Emma. This trial is my way of being brave like you. Kryn War chants, Voreth harmonic resonance, Quen telepathic support waves. Even species who had never met humans before felt moved by this display. Sarah heard the sounds through her chamber's audio system. The noise cut through the pain fog in her mind. She was not alone. All these beings, these aliens she had never met, were supporting her. A tiny smile touched her lips despite everything. Level 19. Her brain activity showed something the medical AI had never seen before. She was not just enduring the pain. She was processing it, understanding it, and choosing to continue anyway. Mervax, the Quen who had withdrawn at level 15, stood in the medical bay watching the screens. As a telepath, they could sense emotions across distances. What they felt from Sarah was not stubbornness or pride. It was pure, absolute love. She does this for someone, Mervax said to the medical staff. Someone she loves more than she fears pain. The council member nodded slowly. Dr. Chen, Zelquin said gently, there is one more level, level 20. No one knows what it feels like because no contestant has ever survived to reach it. The simulation is designed to represent the absolute limit of survivable pain. Cheers, shouts, and calls in 100 languages filled the station. Even the serious council members showed expressions of amazement. Thrak threw back his head and released a Kryn battle cry of respect. This human has the heart of a warrior, he shouted. Zelquin's 4 arms spread wide. Medical team, confirm authorization for level 20. This small human, sitting in a chair, had done what no being in galactic history had managed. Dr. Sarah Chen of Earth, Zelquin announced formally. You are about to enter unknown territory. May your courage carry you through. She opened her eyes and looked directly at the camera. For Emma, she said softly, Level 20 activated. Sarah's scream filled the chamber. It was not a scream of surrender. It was a scream of acknowledgement that yes, this was real, this was enormous, but she was still here. Her body shook violently. Every muscle tensed. The pain was not just in one place or even everywhere. It was beyond physical sensation. It felt like her very existence was being torn apart. The medical monitors went wild with alerts, but through it all, her vital signs, though stressed, remained within survivable ranges. 30 seconds, the medical technician called out, watching the timer. She has lasted 30 seconds at level 20. Emma's 7th birthday. They had gone to the park despite Emma's pain that day. Emma had insisted. They had fed ducks by the pond. Emma had laughed so hard at one greedy duck that she forgot to hurt for a while. Pain is temporary, Emma had said that day, wise beyond her years. But memories last forever. Elder Praxis watched the medical data with fascination. Her brain is creating new neural pathways in real time, the elder said to their aide. She is literally rewiring how she processes pain while experiencing it. In Kryn culture, warriors proved themselves through combat, but this human was showing him a different kind of strength, the strength to choose suffering. 2 minutes. In Plenary culture, this was a song of encouragement given to those facing great challenges. Other Plenary in the crowd joined in. The sound was beautiful, like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. Sarah heard it through the pain. The sweet chirping gave her something to focus on besides the agony. Mervacs, still in the medical bay, reached out with their telepathic abilities. They sent waves of calm and support towards Sarah's chamber. Other Quen in the crowd joined in, creating a telepathic cushion of peace. Sarah felt it. She could not explain how, but she felt thousands of beings supporting her. 3 minutes. Their species rarely showed emotion, but they raised one massive silicon arm in salute. Other Vorath followed. Soon, beings from every species present were making gestures of respect in their own ways. 4 minutes, the technician said, their voice filled with wonder. This is impossible. The medical database has no record of any being lasting this long at level 20. At first, no sound came out. Then, barely a whisper, her words came through the comm system. 5 minutes. Let me reach 5 minutes. Through the pain and tears, she managed to speak. Because my daughter lives every single day in pain. Real pain, not simulated. If she can wake up every morning and choose to smile, I can sit in this chair for 5 minutes. The translation systems carried them to every being present. Silence fell again, but this time it was different. It was not the silence of shock. It was the silence of understanding. 5 minutes, the technician announced. Sarah had done it. 5 full minutes at level 20. A feat that would be recorded in galactic history. Deactivating neural stimulation, Zelquin said gently. Wait, Sarah said, her voice stronger now. There are 5 more levels. What is level 25? Chen, the head medical officer said. Level 25 is purely theoretical. It represents pain beyond what any body should survive. It has never been tested on a living being. The pain from level 20 was fading now that the helmet had powered down. Her body felt like it had run a marathon, but she was intact. I want to try, Sarah said. Absolutely not, Elder Praxis spoke up, their voice carrying authority. Doctor. Chen, you have proven your point magnificently. To go further would be foolish, not brave. Her hands were steady despite everything she had just endured. The crowd erupted in the loudest cheer yet. Every species, every being, celebrated this incredible human. Medical staff rushed into Sarah's chamber. She waved them off politely but accepted a water container. She drank slowly, savoring the cool liquid. Zelquin entered her chamber, all 4 arms spread in a gesture of ultimate respect. Dr. Sarah Chen of Earth, you have achieved what no being has ever achieved. You have reached level 20 and survived for 5 minutes. You are the champion of the trials of fortitude. I did this to prove something. We choose love over comfort. Sarah stood in her quarters on Station Kelvar 9, packing her belongings for the journey back to Earth. Her body still felt tired, but the aches were fading. A chime sounded at her door. "Come in," Sarah called. The door opened and Thrak entered, his black exoskeleton gleaming. He carried something in his clawed hands. It was a small crystal medallion marked with red Kryn symbols. "Dr. Chen," Thrak said, his translator making his voice sound less harsh than before. "I came to apologize and to honor you." "You do not need to apologize, Thrak. This is a Kryn warrior's mark. We give it only to those who teach us something important about combat and courage. Please accept it. This means a great deal to me. These are lessons my people need to learn." "You showed me that being afraid is okay," Kipri chirped happily. "Bravery is not the absence of fear. It is doing what matters despite the fear." "Your endurance was remarkable," the silicon being said in its deep, rumbling voice. "You have earned respect across the galaxy." Different species had contributed to the station's design, making it a beautiful mixture of styles. Elder Praxis waited for her in a private meeting room, the ancient amphibious being gestured for Sarah to sit. "Dr. Chen, I have reviewed everything about the trials," Elder Praxis began. "What you did was extraordinary, but I want to discuss why you did it. She faces it every day with courage I can barely understand. I wanted to show her that pain does not have to stop us from living. Be with my family, continue my research. We want you to lead this center. We have been focused on avoiding pain, on being strong enough that pain cannot touch us. But you showed us how to live with pain, how to find meaning in endurance. Bring your whole family. The research center will be here on Kelvar 9. We have medical facilities from dozens of species. Perhaps together we can help your daughter and help millions of others across the galaxy who suffer." "You would do that?" The facility was enormous, filled with technology from across known space. Researchers from 20 different species worked together in the laboratories. In a special treatment room, Emma sat in a comfortable chair. She was hooked up to devices that combined human medical knowledge with alien healing technology. A Quen healer worked alongside a human doctor and a Voreth medical specialist. "How do you feel, sweetheart?" Sarah asked, holding her daughter's hand. Emma smiled. It was the same brave smile she always gave, but now there was something else in her eyes. "Hope." "Better, Mom," Emma said. "The pain is still there, but it feels smaller somehow, like it does not fill up my whole world anymore." "That is wonderful news." Young Kipri worked in the data analysis section. Their quick plenary mined perfect for processing research information. Mervax used their telepathic abilities to help patients manage pain through mental techniques. Even the medical technician who had monitored Sarah during the trials worked here now, training others in neural simulation technology for safe pain research. That evening, Sarah recorded a new message for the research center's public channel. People across the galaxy would see it. "My name is Dr. Sarah Chen," she began. "I am a human and I am a mother. During the trials of fortitude, many people asked me why I continued when the pain became unbearable. The answer is simple. Pain is part of life. We all feel it. Every species, every individual. But pain does not get to decide our worth or our future. Here at this research center, beings from across the galaxy work together. We share knowledge. We help each other. And slowly, we are learning that our differences make us stronger." "This is my daughter, Emma," Sarah continued. "She is the bravest person I know. Every day she chooses to smile, to laugh, to live fully despite her pain. She reminds me that being human is not about being perfect or painless. It is about being present and choosing love." Each carried people seeking help, bringing knowledge, or simply learning that they were not alone in their struggles. The galaxy had learned something important from one human's choice. Strength was not about conquering pain. It was about choosing purpose despite pain. And that lesson would echo across the stars for generations to come.